Hey everybody, we're going to do a quick review on this HippoBoss cleaning brush. They're so good for grout lines, those tight little nooks and crannies and corners that you can't really get to with bigger scrub brushes. So let me show you everything you get in the box. There's a more narrow scrub brush and then a wider scrub brush. And then of course your charging cable. It's just a USB-C charging port. So that makes it simple. If you lose this one, I'm sure you have another USB-C charging port somewhere or charging cable somewhere. And then the little handheld part of the device. And then there are two tiny little screws that you use to install the brush head. So you don't want to lose those. That's why it has two, though, one extra in case. But what I recommend is, so you just attach the brush like so, and then you put the little screw in there, twist it on till it's snug. So then if you wanted to take the brush off to kind of clean it or whatever, I would take the screw off, take the brush off, and then put the screw back in just so it's there so you don't lose it, because I'm the queen of losing things, ask my kids. Then power goes on, long press to turn the power on. It's automatically set on low. Short press goes to high. And that just shows you the method of it. We're going to clean this grout back here because that gets really yucky dirty behind my kitchen sink. Then I think this is a really cool feature. It has this light feature. So you hit that and then it brings up this light. So if you were working in, a little corner area or kind of on some, like a grout line, it just lights it up just enough so you see what you're doing. So that's nice. And that's just a short press on off on that light button right there. So let's get up close to this grout and let's get it cleaned up, see how well it works. I'm trying to get zoomed in on these grout lines. It's hard to tell, like they are really dirty. It's hard to tell in the video, but I've just made a paste of baking soda and water. And that just kind of shows you like very little effort on my part because it just goes back and forth so nicely. See that kind of orangish color. So we're going to try to get it back to the gray color of grout that it's supposed to be. I usually do this with a toothbrush, but this works really well because I just kind of have to simply rub back and forth, and don't have to use much effort on my part. And it just scrubs it up. You can see the dirt and the grime that's coming out of the grout. It's hard to tell in the actual grout, but all of this is coming out of the grout. Okay, so here's another area. This is in my shower or in my kids' shower, and the tile, in the grout lines, it just gets kind of gunky. So we're gonna spray some cleaner. And like I said, this is just where it shines. It just can get into those nooks and crannies so well. It does all the work and I just barely have to touch on it at all and move it back and forth. So I'm not just scrubbing, which is really nice. So this is mainly what I use this brush for. It's just cleaning all the grout lines. Throw some water on that so you can see the after. This is the one that has not been cleaned, and that is the one that has been cleaned. Cleaned, not cleaned. So pretty big difference. Very little amount of effort needed, and it just works really, really well. Okay, one more area I'm going to show you. Apparently I'm into embarrassing myself with how gross my kid's bathroom looks. But we always have this issue in the counter because that's where they a lot of water just kind of pools over there, and that's where back here is where they keep their toothbrushes and whatever. And I've really had a hard time getting into that crack. So into my little brush here. And it just gets down into that groove really, really well. Obviously the corner, we're going to have more issues because it hits the top of the brush. but it's mostly just in this crack here. I can get that cleaner than I've been able to. You know, so that would be the only thing, is it's not totally for corners, you know, but for the most part I can get most of it. And I am impressed with how well it can get into these little grooves. Now we have that all broken up. The lighting's bad, sorry. And then we can just wipe it clean. That looks so much better. Even the corner did end up coming out pretty clean. Broke it up enough where I could wipe it pretty good. And yeah, I'm really happy with that. That just gives you more up close how it did getting that edge. So tiny little bit left in the corner. Everything else came very clean.